Grand Canyon. Here we have a collection of videos of wildlife local to this region, sort of an up close and personal look at the canyon from the perspectives of the animals that live there. It does feature a lot of landscape and nature, but the animals are really the most prevalent as they relate to the native art and cultures of the region. I mean, the art that's featured with the animal is sort of like the inspiration, and then we see through use of cross dissolves, the shift from the inspiration of the art to the animal. And this is a device that is featured throughout this piece to really sort of tie this region and the nature that exists within this region to also the art.
Above the Grand Canyon. I thought this was really, really interesting. I loved how they kind of presented the information to you because there's like no dialogue or anything like that. And I feel like you absorb the information in a different way when you're not being told something. And because then it's less learning in the traditional sense of somebody is telling you something and you are hearing it and absorbing the information. Um, and this felt very much more of like you just seeing the evolution of something, you seeing, the Grand Canyon, you seeing the animals that, inhabit the area, you physically seeing all of it, seeing how it works together, seeing how they live, and, not being told what their normal, you know, behaviors are, or, where their like climate is, where their areas are that they live and hunt, and all of these things, and interact with each other. You are just actually seeing it, which I thought was a really interesting way to set up a film, because I think a lot of the time the instinct is to load as much information as possible. And not that this didn't have a lot of information, but it imparted it to the audience in a very, very unique way. And then going from the inhabitants, like the animal inhabitants, and you're seeing a lot of plant as well, to seeing humans and seeing what that also looked like, as like the origins, as it were, and the ancestors. And I thought it was really, really beautiful and really captivating, like I said, because I felt it was a relatively unique approach, and so it definitely had my attention, and I thought it was really lovely and really beautiful.
Grand Canyon provides an intimate experience of an inside look of the in and out happenings within this part of the universe. When you often think of Grand Canyons, I didn't recognize the full of life and existence within the canyons. You just sort of think of this big rock cove of scenery, but this short film provides this visually stunning experience when it comes to showing the little intricate parts that ultimately make up the Grand Canyon itself, from the just greenery, forestry, to the spiders and the deer and sunsets. It's giving a nice, encapsulated, intimate experience. Say someone that doesn't ever get to have a chance to go see the Grand Canyon, this film provides the means to have a very nice scope of an experience to live vicariously through them.
This one was above the Grand Canyon rims. It was breathtaking. I recently went to NASA, so I was excited to see the images from the James Webb Telescope. The piece showed a great blend of CGI, outer space footage, gorgeous drone footage of the Grand Canyon, and wonderful close-up shots of a wide variety of animals and insects living in the area. There was a lot of humorous footage too, such as animals playing together and the bear scratching its back on the tree. This project was impressive in that so many groups worked together to make it happen. I also really appreciated the indigenous imagery in amongst the nature shots. The soaring orchestral soundtrack made the visuals even more dramatic to watch. Well done.